of lies the abortion industry has built up. One of the biggest lies the abortion industry peddles is the dehumanization of the baby by using words like fetus and cells, as they know that that's the only way a mother can go through with an abortion, is to believe that lie. Today, with technology and the internet, there really is no way that you can still believe that lie. Because the truth is that a mother is a mother as soon as she conceives. And that's why a very important part of the post-abortion healing journey is to name the aborted children, to give them their humanity back that the abortion strips them of. So I've personally named my first child Ryan, and I've named my second daughter Joy, and I choose to speak out so that if I can even save one child and one woman from the horror of abortion, then my speaking out will not have been in vain. Alveda King has testified how immediately after her abortion she knew that something was wrong. Because you see, your body knows. You might be able to lie to your mind, but your body knows that you're a mother, and your body can't forget that, no matter how hard you lie to it. She describes feeling empty. So did I. I felt that emptiness after my abortion. She said she felt like something was missing, and it was. Because I wasn't grieving for a fetus, I wasn't grieving for a blob of cells, I was grieving for my baby. My first abortion was a typical young woman in early 20s in a crisis pregnancy, an unplanned event in my life. I was young, I hadn't got very far in my career, I was unmarried, I didn't have any money. I believed the pro-choice lie that it would just be better for everybody concerned to just have an abortion. Feminism lied to me that this was a normal, modern-day solution to a problem. Alveda King has testified how she went on to experience eating disorders, nightmares, depression, anger, guilt, and I experienced all of those things. Even to this day, medical sights and sounds and smells trigger post-trauma flashbacks, post-trauma panic attacks. I can't even go to the dentist today because the chair triggers the traumatic memories. I'm still traumatized by those memories. So are all these women that are speaking out right now across America, and all the women in the UK who are now using their voices, are we all lying when we share the truth about this horror? No one warns you about the horrific sound of weeping and wailing on those recovery wards. Women distraught, crying for their babies. I'll never forget that horrific sound. I'll never forget that traumatic sound. And the truth is that living children suffer when they find out about lost siblings. Grandparents suffer when they have to live out lost grandchildren. Fathers also suffer from lost fatherhood. And what about our Father in heaven? He must be weeping. He had these beautiful lives planned out every single day, every developmental milestone, every birthday. The joy of love between a mother and a child planned out. Fantastic human beings with gifts and talents and beauty to offer the world. These are our future leaders, our artists, our visionaries, and we're destroying them. God have mercy on us. Alveda King said that she would often pray for deliverance from the pain caused by her decision to abort her baby, because the pain of empty arms after the baby was gone was unbearable. And truly for me and countless other post-abortive mothers, nothing on earth can fully restore what has been lost. Only Jesus can.
Whoa!
You know, my heart really breaks for those women who have abortions and then aren't able to have a child after that. The feeling of guilt they must feel. And it's just as bad for a woman that has an abortion and then goes on to have a child, because watching their development makes the grief and the guilt even worse. I believe that my first abortion was the reason why I ended up in an abusive relationship. My self-esteem was low, I hated myself. And if abortion had been so empowering, why was I obsessed with replacing the lost child? My second abortion, I was coerced into it. I didn't want it. I was hysterical. I was crying outside the room, but I was bundled into that room because I was in a foreign country and it was all about the father's honour. It was all about protecting him and his honour, and nobody cared about me. Nobody stopped it. Why wasn't I counselled alone without him in the room? Why was I allowed to be bullied into that second abortion? Why did nobody stop it? And if it was just a blob of cells and so empowering, why did I, after my second abortion, press the self-destruct button and literally want to die and try to end my own life? Why did I hear voices in my head telling me to just kill yourself? That's the way to get rid of that pain in your heart. That pain was the grief of losing my second child. I want to live in a country where not only abortion is illegal and outlawed, but it's unthinkable. There are no circumstances where abortion is good for a woman. It is not healthcare. Please don't call it healthcare, because it isn't. We do not advance women's rights by hurting them. And real feminism does not sell women something that exploits them, causes lifelong pain, and is detrimental to their health. The original feminists were against abortion. How and at what point did women of our time swallow the lie that to progress they must murder their own children? The abortion industry exploits women as it's pro-cash and it's not pro-choice. These 6 counties have seen 40 years of death and destruction, and we stand together, united today, and we say to those forces trying to impose more death on our generations to come, no! No! I regret my abortions. I'll say it again. I deeply regret them. If I could go back in time, I would not do them. I will regret them until the day I die. I have repented of them. I have cried rivers and rivers of tears over them. I have had countless hours and hours of prayer to deal with the shame and the guilt and the grief and the pain. And in repentance there is healing. And today I have found healing and I have found peace through the cross of Jesus Christ. I finally have joy as I know one day I will be reunited with them in heaven and I will see them face to face. So today, in the mighty name of Jesus, I humble myself and I pray that society would turn from its wicked ways. For then our God will hear from heaven and he will come and he will heal our land. Thank you.
Folks, if there's anybody on the road, please come into the square. The police have told us that we have to keep it clear.
Of our unborn babies yet to be born. Thousands of babies are dying even as we speak. Listening to Adele just reminds us of the horror of the industry that we do not want to see set up in Northern Ireland. So take heed to the testimonies and the stories that you hear today. So please bear with us. We don't want to cut our speakers short. We are on a deadline, but I really ask you to stay. Please stay. It's only one day, a couple of hours. I know some of you will be tired. As I was coming from the church today, through the streets of Belfast, I was spat upon by the pro-abortion movement who say they care about women, but they don't care about women. We've heard that. So I'm asking you to take the time. I was spat upon, but babies in the womb are not spat upon. They're torn limb from limb. So the least that we can do today is get that wee moment or two to listen to the powerful. There's another testimony that we must hear from Stephanie. So I want, change. Father Paddy McCafferty. Big cheer for Father Paddy. Father Paddy missed his slot. He missed his slot, but we're fitting him in. He has to go very shortly, so he just wants to say a few words. So I'm going to hand you over to Father Paddy, and a big round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.